Good evening, nerds around the world, and welcome to our special Arrow Flash Recap episode. It's Paul and Chris. Chris, how are you?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellow nurses, Chris out there, and it's just like saying, "What's going on? What's going on, my fellow nerd friend? My
Fellow nerds, yes. Caleb, you know Caleb's not here today. Maybe he'll join us later. Maybe he won't. Either way, we'll do our best to carry on. So, Flash is on hiatus this week, which sucks. So it's just going to be Arrow today, which we will get to. But first, sad news that we must talk about. As you are no doubt aware, the sci-fi, well, not just the sci-fi world, but I mean the entire country, the entire world was shocked and saddened to learn about the tragic passing of icon, legend, actor, director, photographer, and just all-around great guy, Leonard Nimoy, passed away earlier today at the age of 83. Like you said, world-renowned, he's a good, talented actor, director, but we all know him as Mr. Spock from Star Trek. Chris and I are both huge Star Trek fans, so we were very sad to hear about this. So, Chris, when did you find out about Leonard Nimoy's passing? What was your reaction to it?
I was looking on Facebook. I was looking at the Sons of Daughters AMC Movie Talk group, and somebody posted a story. So posted an article that's saying Leonard Nimoy passed, and I was completely shocked. I was completely knocked out because this guy had just got out of the hospital. He had had chest pains. He had been hospitalized for about a week or so, or something like that, and he got out of the hospital I believe almost a week later, and something like that. And it's just it's a tremendous loss to the world of not just science fiction, television, film, pop culture, but history in general. Just like this guy, to us he is immortalized as the ever logical, ever so cool, ever so collected Mr. Spock. He did it in 79 episodes, television episodes, the old Star Trek series, the classic Star Trek series from 66 to 69, appeared in 8 Star Trek films. Of course, he directed 2 of them, of course, The Search for Spock and The Voyage Home, both in 1984, Search for Spock, in 1986 for Voyage Home. And also, he also directed Three Men and a Baby, which was a huge smash in 1987 when it came out. But his talents extend beyond just Spock. Of course, he was on Mission Impossible. He was in Search of, which he was the narrator of. But yeah, this is a tremendous loss to the world of popular culture. We lost a wonderfully talented, humble, and very, very genuinely kind and intelligent person today.
Indeed, yes, indeed. He also lent his voice as Spock to the Star Trek animated series, which ran for about a season and a half. Which is on Netflix if you want to check it out. But yeah, I found out about it. I actually just finished watching the finale of Agent Carter, and just going on Facebook real quick before I checked out Arrow, and saw the news on Yahoo main screen. Leonard Nimoy dies. I was like, oh no. I knew he was I knew he retired a couple of years ago. I know he was in the hospital, but. So I kind of knew that this is bad. He may not last much longer, but yeah, it's definitely a shock. My parents have been huge Star Trek fans for decades. They gave me their love of Star Trek. One of the greatest Christmas gifts I've ever gotten from them, from anywhere really, was the Star Trek 1 through 10 motion picture box set. One of my greatest treasures. He's Spock, man.
Yeah, this right here. Yeah, just yeah.
Oh, is that all 10?
Huh?
Is that all 10 of them?
1 through 10. The first, the original.
Yeah. I got the DVD one, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a tragedy, not just for Star Trek fans, but for fans of this kind of television movie fans in general. He was such an icon, not just in the science fiction community, but not just in American pop culture, but I mean international pop culture. Star Trek is an international brand, and we've lost a great friend. It's incredible to think that Star Trek's going to turn 50 years old next year, and was it about half the original cast is dead now? I mean, first it was DeForest Kelley, then James Doohan, and now Leonard Nimoy. We only got 4 left, and we're losing. Hard to fancy the passage of time, but yes, he will most definitely be missed. And to him, I say, live long and prosper up in heaven, Mr. Nimoy. You may be gone, but you will never be forgotten. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so I don't like being sad, so let's move on. Let's get to why we're here. Arrow. Oh, my God. I did not see anything in this episode coming. How dare this show throw me for so many curveballs all at once? Just curve after curve. Wow. Chris, give me your overall thoughts about this episode.
Okay, I'm with you, man. I'm just like, this thing also knocked me for. I mean, it's like it's just like I just completely floored by what happened in this episode. None of it was completely. It went in unexpected directions that you would never have ever predicted. It's just it's like I like how this continues to build off. And I mean where the season is going. And of course, like and this. Of course, we see like Oliver's being a dick in this episode. Just like, just like, I mean, I mean, he's been bubbling up the surface. But one character who has really grown into this season has been Thea. She really has, she has really kind of gone under a metamorphosis. But yet. The move she pulled, how she she contacted the League of Assassins, to get her father because of what he had done to her. Just we can forget that. I mean, I didn't expect for that to happen. But the action sequences were fantastic in this episode. I like the flashback work, getting into Oliver Queen's time away from Starwood City, But the big twist, what the hell? Are you serious? You gotta come under the person that Ra's al Ghul is just a person, but it's really a title because because if you kind of think about it, the League of Assassins have been around for probably around for like centuries, and they probably need like a leader whose name is like a smokescreen for everything. But yeah, people kind of see it as obvious, but I really didn't see it like that. It's just like that. I mean, this is gonna be interesting to see how this manages to thaw out in the upcoming episodes. I mean, about what Ra's al Ghul has proposed to Oliver.
Yes, indeed, which we will talk about. As far as like general thoughts, I mean, like you said, curve after curve. It's like, where is this? Which direction is this show going? Oh my God, what's happening here? I mean, yeah, this episode kept throwing me for loops and loops. So let's get into some specifics regarding this episode. The first one, which caught me completely off guard, Thea confesses to Laurel that under the influence of a drug just given to her by Malcolm Merlin, she killed Sarah. Number one, I did not see that coming at all, but what threw me even more of a shock was Laurel's reaction to it. That I did not see coming even the slightest bit. I was stunned how well she took it. Like, she instantly forgave Thea. Like, it's not your fault, it was Merlin. You had nothing to do with it. What? I was expecting Laurel to bitch slap her, like, how dare you? No, wow. So, I mean, words cannot describe my shock at how, not only Thea telling Laurel, but Laurel's reaction to it. So, give me your reaction to that first curve.
I was with you. I was completely like, I did not expect her to take it so, I mean, I didn't take it so well. I mean, not well, not well. I mean, I didn't expect her to be like, it wasn't your fault. I mean, you were under the influence. I expected the same thing as you. I expected her to just like choke slam her or something like that. I just, I'm completely, devastated, or shocked to hear that that she killed her while she was under the influence of a drug Malcolm Merlin had put into her. The thing I'm wondering about is how Captain Lance is going to react to this.
Yes, I was going to ask you that. Now that Laurel knows the truth, I don't think it's a matter of will Captain Lance find. I think it's a matter of when and how, because Lance still does not know that Oliver is the Arrow.
Yes.
So if Laurel winds up telling Lance the truth, how is she going to be able to explain it to her without revealing that Oliver is the Arrow? Because Lance is going to ask, how did you figure this out? She tells the truth that Thea told me, and she's like, well, how does she know if what you're telling me is that she doesn't remember? Then how can she, if she's not supposed to remember it while on the drug, then how does she know it? Uh-oh. So yes, that's a big question going into like when the hiatus ends. How will Lance find out? How will Laurel tell Lance without revealing that Oliver's the Arrow? Or will she tell him?
Maybe she'll probably tell him somewhere beyond the line. Yeah, you're right. It's a question how. Excuse me. It's a question of when will he find out? And if it all, how will he take it? It's just, like I said, Thea and Laura have had have a sisterly relationship to them. But she took it in the way that no one could have expected but Captain Lance. Captain Lance, Lance pretty much loved Sarah. He shared an incredible bond with her. But it's just like, I don't want to say like, yeah, he's going to react rather violently, but he may. I'm not sure his reaction may be the opposite of Laurel's.
Yes.
We really hope he can, understand. But we don't know that.
Yes, I know. It's definitely going to be interesting to find out. So, let's talk about what's the next thing? Let's talk about Thea's decision to. No, because here's another thing. Let's talk about Roy and Thea's interaction in this episode. Just talking about like their experience, like Thea, I know what you're going through. I was under Mirakuru. I killed a cop. Is it just me or is there like sparks starting to get relit? Like, do you see something happening with them? Like, do they try and renew their relationship again in the future? Because it seems like they're. I don't know. It seems that way to me. Like, something's brewing between those two again. Give me a reaction.
I'm not sure there's sparks flying between them again. I think for the romantic side of the relationship. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty much done. And of course we had. She found out about Roy's infidelity, and he kind of begged her forgiveness. But the relationship's sort of platonic at this point. But I think they have kind of grown closer again. They shared. They've been through a lot. And they had sort of similar experiences. It's just like, But I feel, especially when he's trying to support the dead cop's wife and son. That was, I think, an important revelation. Indeed, given him the needed depth that he has been lacking this season. And of course, it is an important part in the relationship. The kind of common ground he shares with Thea. That's why I like.
All right, so let's talk about Oliver's story arc in this episode. And you said something earlier when you were giving me your general thoughts. I was like, wait, what? You're talking about how Oliver's being a dick in this episode. Is he really, or is he just being coldly logical about this, and everyone else around him is being the dick, saying, well, Malcolm's a jackass, why are you working with him? Because I need him to help take down Ra's al Ghul.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really see him as being a dick. I've seen him getting willing to put his hands in a shit pile and do what he has to do to defend the city, and it doesn't look like anyone else is willing to do that, or they're trying to find other ways when there isn't one.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just how I feel about it. What do you think?
I know maybe you kind of been right, especially with this deal he has with Merlin, and this is a sneaky bastard we have right here. This is a kind of manipulative. I feel I don't know. Maybe he may be like manipulated. And like kind of like a chessboard. He's kind of putting them on the chessboard and all the pieces or something like that. I'm not really sure, but but yeah, he has made some really hard decisions. He had to compromise some of his integrity in order to achieve an objective. No matter how, no matter the personal cost, especially with Felicity. I mean, who's been quite disappointed. Because she expected him to do the right thing in these situations. She kind of, she was hoping that he would live up to the idea of what she sees in him, rather than the reality of who he is.
Which I think raised the question, what is the right thing? I mean, you can tell Oliver does not like working with Merlin, but at the same time, do I put up with this total jackass who tried to kill the city and, took my sister from me, or do I use his wisdom, his experience, to take down this bigger threat who can not only wipe out my city with ease, but wipe out anyone else he wants? I mean, he doesn't like it, but I think he's just using. The way I look is like Oliver seems to be the only one who. And I know this is going to make the other characters look like jerks. I'm just being biased towards Oliver. Oliver is using his brains, and everyone else is thinking with their hearts. And while it's important to find the balance, and I'm not saying you shouldn't always think with your heart, but sometimes you got to use your brain power on this. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. And speaking of Felicity, this just upset me so much because. We all know how much I believe in Felicity. We all know how much I want it to happen. Is it over? We all saw what happened. I'm holding back the tears. I nearly cried when it happened.
No.
Is it over? I hope not. Chris, is it over, or is there still hope? For my Olympic dreams to come true.
At this point, there's no telling what might happen. Let's just say the desired relationship, between Oliver and Felicity has kind of, I don't know, it may have run its course. I don't want to seem like a pessimist, but come on, friends. Let's just say things are not so rosy at this point between Oliver and Felicity. It's just like, oh god, Ollie, oh god. I mean, she's close enough to Ray Palmer. I mean, come on now. She's kind of sworn over by that dude.
I will get through this. I promise. I will. Fighting back the tears.
Oh Lord.
Anyway, the Atom suit. Got our first look at it. I gotta tell you, it
sucks.
Really cool. It didn't look too bad. Did you say it sucked?
Did I say that?
That's what it sounded like. Did I mishear you?
No. I was joking. It's just.
Okay. So, what did you think about it?
Okay. Oh Lord.
I'm hearing some people calling it like a half-assed Iron Man suit. But
I mean, it certainly seems like that. Just kidding. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's just like, I mean, I'm not sure about it. It's just like, they, I'm pretty sure they had to, kind of cut the cost on it, in certain ways, I mean, it wasn't. It was awesome seeing him take flight, though. That was one of the best parts of the episode. That was definitely like a kind of like a spirit raiser, and it kind of raised your spirit in this episode. That was so, so dark,
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that was like the best part. That part really kicked ass for me. Oh,
Indeed. I think it'll be interesting to see, Adam and Arrow's done a dynamic throughout as this season unfolds and in future seasons. Now the final thing regarding Arrow that I want to talk about is Merlin does get captured by the League again. Oliver goes to rescue him. They get caught, and rather than killing him, Ra's al Ghul offers to make Oliver the next head of the League of Assassins. What? Did that really just happen? That was the biggest curve of the whole episode. I'm just racing through trying to figure out what the hell just happened. So, I mean, give me your reaction to that.
Oh, I was not expecting that. I was just like, my jaw dropped when I heard those words come out of his mouth that he wants him to become the next League of Assassins. That was like the biggest bombshell. Over here, the keys of the kingdom. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, it depends. I mean, I'm not sure. It depends on what they do with it. I mean, what? I'm sure those of us would like Oliver to accept. I am not so sure. I mean, he may not accept. We don't know. I mean, he may accept. He's just like, I mean, it's just, I wonder what the show would be like if he had those resources at his disposal. Oh my God.
It would definitely be interesting to see.
Yes.
Now, getting back to the Atom for a second, because that's also going to tie into a clip we saw for the next episode. There is a news report coming out that the CW is planning another spin-off of Arrow and Flash, starring Brandon Routh as Captain Atom. Also featuring a couple other characters from both shows, including Captain Cold, Firestorm, and Sarah Lance? Wait a second, isn't she dead? Is she not dead, Chris?
Yeah, it would appear so. Yes, I mean, but somehow Katie Lois's name appeared in many of the press releases. Like, and your head scratching. Didn't she die? Yeah.
Yes, which leads me to a little tease they gave at the next episode. You see Ra's al Ghul dipping his cut hand into a vat of water. I instantly said Lazarus Pit. I think they're gonna tease that. I think they're gonna find a way to introduce that, which leads me to believe that not only are they going to use that to resurrect Sarah for this season, I think that's how it's gonna happen. They could also resurrect Tommy Merlin, which is an entire possibility. Another rumor that's been going around is, as a result of the Flash... I'm sorry. Let me go back. When we did our last episode, we were talking about how we're theorizing about how Season 1 of The Flash is going to wrap up. And the theory I had is that they're going to incorporate the Flashpoint Paradox story arc into the finale of Season 1 of The Flash. That's going to be the final few episodes. And the rumor is this Atom series will take place in an alternate timeline as a result of the Flashpoint Paradox, where Barry does save his mother, but the Flash and Arrow are nowhere to be seen, so Captain Atom kind of takes up the mantle of hero of the city, and in his alternate timeline, Sarah doesn't die. I mean, I don't know how they're going to pull that off, especially when you consider that could unwind. That could basically, take away a whole lot of character development that we've seen from some of these characters, especially on Arrow over the course of season 3. But I mean, and Chris, give me your reaction to the thought of like a Captain Adams show and what direction they could possibly bring. How do you think they're going to bring back Sarah for this?
I mean, it could be like what you said. I mean, it could be like, it could be like, it's like we can finally see the Lazarus pit. We can see Sarah being brought back. It could we can see Tommy possibly being brought back from the dead. That seems to be the logical theory about it. I'm not sure it's as easy as people would see. I mean, it's just like, I could see, especially as far as Adam and, Flash, not Flash, Firestorm having their own show. I could see that, existing within the same universe as in the same timeline as Arrow and Flash. I mean, I would be very much, open to the idea of another spinoff, in this universe. Of course, Vance have been kind of wanting a DC TV universe to be kind of, created on television. Of course, that with the possibility of, this new Supergirl series that's going to be on CBS. You having the character in that show, the main character, crossover with Arrow and Flash. That's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. But as far as the Flashpoint, as far as it's the end. What you're saying at the end, what may have at the end of the first season of the Flash, like the Flashpoint paradox happening. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not sure about there's being split into two different timelines.
Yes.
Who knows? Barry may succeed in correcting what happened. What happened? With his mother that night, and when she was killed by Reverse Flash. But as far as Arrow, Adam, Flashpoint, it's gonna be Firestorm, spinoff series. Sign me up. That's like music to my ears. Oh my lord.
Yes, indeed. Let's also not forget about the TNT's Titans show, which I'm hearing they're scheduled to start shooting their pilot next month. So there's rumors that they could cross over with that. As far as Flashpoint Paradox story alternate is concerned, it's an intriguing idea. I don't see how it's going to work, though, with, like, two different timelines, two different realities. I just don't see it happening. And anyone who's seen the Flashpoint Paradox storyline already knows the way it's going to happen. If Barry does save his mother, then the current timeline is going to be totally fucked up. So Barry's mom has to die in order for the timeline to remain unaltered and for everything to be okay. Because in the alternate timeline, everything goes to hell. For anyone, spoilers for anyone who knows the Flashpoint Paradox story arc. But it's an intriguing idea. I don't see how they could pull it off. So I'm more in line for the whole Lazarus Pit idea. They use it to bring Sarah back, and I don't know. Two Canaries though. I guess if Palmer moves to another city and takes these guys with him, that could make sense. But yeah, like I said, amazing episode of Arrow all around. Anything else you want to add to this, Chris?
I think that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much, pretty much, shared my overall, thoughts of the episode. Yeah, it was a really good episode. Really moved the plot forward in significant ways. It's going to be really exciting where they take this. We may have a Flash showdown with Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins and Arrow challenging them. We may not. We don't know. Just like I said, this is really exciting. This is all gonna wrap up. This season.
Yes. It's all getting so exciting. It's just a giant pain in the ass that we have to wait 2 weeks for this to renew. Both Flash and Arrow are on hiatus. They're not going to be back for 2 weeks. I am so fucking pissed about this. CW, what the hell are you doing to me? Cut out these goddamn hiatus here. pissing me off. Put the extra effort, write more episodes. Stop, get your lazy asses in here and give us more episodes. Fuck the hiatuses.
Okay.
Oh.
Caleb. Caleb. He can't get enough of Reverse Flash. I mean, he loves his Reverse Flash. So.
Yes, he had such a big man crush on the Reverse Flash. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm pissed about the hiatus. Like, write more episodes for God's sake. Give it like 25, 26
This
episodes.
got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh my God, we gotta talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, I cannot wait for that to come back. You know what I found funny was like the teaser commercial with Sky talking about something inhuman inside her. It's like that movie ain't coming out for another 4 years. They're already introducing the Inhumans to this. Marvel, man, you have got this stuff planned out, aren't you?
Oh jeez. Marvel. Oh my goodness.
Marvel. Oh, gotta love Marvel. Gotta love them.
DC. Come on, get on the back.
Yeah, I know your TV shows are doing great. You got to pick up your movies, man. You got to pick it up. You got to pick it up. All right. Speaking of Marvel, one last thing I do want to talk about. There has been so much talk about the most of the rumors I'm hearing regarding the Spider-Man casting announcement that has been wheeled down to Logan Lerman or Dylan O'Brien. Now we're hearing, oh no, there is a 95% possibility that Spider-Man will be black or he won't be white. He could be Latino or something. So, it could be Miles Morales coming back. Listen, there have been so much back and forth going on for it. So, to wrap this up, I know this is a DC themed show, but I mean, obviously with Spider-Man is like such a big name. So, I mean, we got to talk about it. So, I'm going to give my 2 cents on it. I think bringing Miles Morales into this thing now is a terrible business move because while the hardcore fans may know who he is, casual fans don't have a clue who Miles Morales is. When they think Spider-Man, they think Peter Parker. And if what Caleb has told me and based on what I've read, is that Peter plays a huge role in making Miles Morales Spider-Man. So that's just my thought. Bringing him in now is a terrible business move because while the hardcore fans are going to dig it, the casual fans are going to be turned off. They're like, who's this guy? Where's Peter Parker? Oh, fuck this. I ain't watching it. Like, you need to start with Peter Parker. Henceforth, that is the right business move to make on Marvel's part. That'll keep the casual fans in, and then maybe 3 or 4 films down the line, then you can introduce Miles Morales and make him Spider-Man down the line. Give him a chance for the audience to know him first in the movies, because for casual fans, that's how they know Spider-Man. They don't read the comic. They watch the movies. So that's my thought about it, and that's why I want Peter Parker as Spider-Man. Make Logan Lerman or Dylan O'Brien make a Peter Parker. I want Peter Parker as Spider-Man, not Miles Morales. Not yet. Make it Peter. So this whole should it be Miles or should it be Peter debate.
I didn't hear. I didn't quite hear what you said. You broke up there a moment.
Do you have what's your opinion on the whole Peter Parker versus Miles Morales debate? Should they bring Miles in now? Should they wait? What are your thoughts?
I mean, as far as you know, it would be an interesting thing. It would be in the perfect world, we would see more Miles Morales in a Spider-Man film adaptation. You know, not just to please just the hardcore fans, but to introduce somebody else, take on the mantle of this character. Yeah, there's too many to the general public. The ones who are not as affiliated with the comic books as you and I. To the general public, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Peter Parker. I mean, you just can't bring in another character who the public knows nothing about. To step into this role. And someone just can't put that kind of baggage on them. They would have to. There will have to be a requirement of knowledge of how to know who this character is. Yes, I mean, people would say you should do this just for the sake of diversity. No, you shouldn't really. I mean, yeah, it would be a nice thought, but you really shouldn't do this just for the sake of diversity. Really, like I say, you're not. I mean, it would just be it'd be a wasteful effort to just to reintroduce a new character to take on this mantle. And just like, I mean, you had many casual moviegoers invested into one character. Becoming this character. To me, I don't think it's a really good idea having Miles Morales don that mask in this in future Spider-Man film adaptations.
Well, not yet, at least. I mean, if they want to introduce him and make him Spider-Man down the line, I'm all for it. But for this new reboot, you gotta go with Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are our thoughts, and I think that's going to wrap it up. So, Chris, as always, it's so much fun talking with you about Arrow.
Yeah, I ditto, my friend. Likewise. It's just like, love talking to you about these things. Comic books, movies. It's just like, it's absolutely. I love talking about these things. Kindred spirits like yourself, man. Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for our Arrow recap special. Not going to be any more of these for the next 2 weeks, as you know. Flash and Arrow are on hiatus, so these recap specials are going to be on hiatus too. But we're still going to have our main show. Episode 13 is tomorrow. We'll be counting down our top 10 favorite guilty pleasure films. So until then, thanks for watching, and have a great day. And in honor of Leonard Nimoy, live long and prosper, everybody.
Long and prosper.
All right. Bye-bye.